Hi, let's now design a game, and the game here is you are supposed to guess all the state names of India, and whenever you guess a name of a state, you are going to get 1 point. Okay, and at the end of the game, we are going to show you what are the states that you didn't name. Okay, again. So you are going to guess the state, not guessing, you are going to say any state name that you remember, and for every state name you are going to get a score of 1. And after that, if you at the end of the game, after you have named all the states that you remember, we are going to show you a file. In the file, we are going to show you what are all the states that you have missed out. Now, in order to make it a bit more interesting, whenever you have guessed a name, whenever you say a name, we are going to show it on the screen. For example, if I say Kerala, then on the this is the empty map. So you can take a picture of the empty map of India and don't have names on it. And now whenever you type a name, then automatically on that state that name should appear. For example, if I say Gujarat, then automatically on the state name Gujarat is appearing, right? So I don't remember all the states. So if you say Himachal Pradesh, you can see that on Himachal Pradesh the name is appearing, right? So this is the game that we want to design. We want to keep track of the score, and at the end of the game, we want to say what are the names that you did say. Okay, so then you will understand how many names you remember out of 28 states. Okay, now let's try to go to the. Now, when you type exit, it should exit, it should stop. Let's try to write the program. So this is the data we have already compiled. So for every state on the picture where our name should appear. So this x coordinate and y coordinate I have given. So how to get this x coordinate and y coordinate on the picture, I will show you. Now first let's try to create the turtle with this picture. So let's try to import the screen and turtle. So import turtle is going to have both screen and turtle. Now let's create a screen object. This is standard anyway, you know that screen object has to be created. And the title, we are going to name this as Indian States. You can name it any game. You can name it a quiz game, states quiz or something like that. And then we are going to add that map to the turtle as well as to the screen. So you know that our turtle can take any shape. For example, it can take a circle shape. We have seen that in food, in snake, or it can take a square shape, or it can take the actual turtle shape or the arrow shape by default. So like that, turtle can take any shape. Now I want our turtle to be the Indian map. So for that, I am writing the name of the file here. That is this picture states.gif is the picture. Turtle works only with GIF. It doesn't work with JPEG or any other format. It works with only with GIF. So this is the name of the file that contains the picture of the blank Indian map. Okay. Now I am adding that to the screen. So whenever you want to change the shape of the turtle, you have to add the shape to the screen and then you have to add it to the turtle. So now the turtle shape is this image. Okay, so now if you run it, you can see that. Now let us say exit on click. Now if you run it, you will see that our turtle shape is actually the map. Okay. Now the challenging part is how do I get the coordinates of each one? So run it again. Now the challenging part is how do I get the coordinates of each state? See, whenever you type some state name, that state name has to go to that particular state. How do I get the coordinate where this particular name has to appear is the question. So for that we have googled out how to get the XY coordinates on the turtle. So in Google, get XY coordinates on click turtle, click Python turtle. So when you Google it out, you are going to get the Stack Overflow. There we have found the code, and the code here is these lines. Okay, so let's copy paste these lines. So you can delete import turtle, it is already imported. So now if we observe it, if you observe this, we are going to say that, see, this is a event listener. We have added an event listener on screen click. So whenever there is a screen click on the turtle, I am calling this method. Then we are calling the method called get mouse click on. So this is actually this method is being passed other method, or this function is getting other function, and that other function is written over here. Okay, try to understand this. So this is the event listener. To the event listener, I am passing a method. Now whenever there is a click on the turtle, then this method will be called, and this method will get x and y coordinates, and we are printing it. So now when you click on the turtle, wherever location, on what location you have clicked on, you are going to get those coordinates. Now let's try to run the program and see. Now one more thing, here there is main loop and click on exit are there. Both are going to do the similar one, but main loop is better because click on exit will exit whenever you click on the turtle. So let's now delete this line. Now if you observe it, as we are clicking on Gujarat, at some point we are getting, click on Gujarat again. So we are getting some coordinates of Gujarat on this picture. So later we can use these coordinates, and we can actually send that name of the Gujarat onto that screen. So we have clicked on all, each and every state of all the 28 states, and we have made a file out of it. So let's now show the file. Now 28 states is the file, 28 states.csv is the file. So we have created a CSV file with every state and what are the coordinates of it, so that later when you type some name of the state, that name will exactly go to the coordinates. So we have created all this. So what you can do is you can download a picture and you can do the same, and you can create a CSV file, because if this CSV file will work only for our image, not for all the images. It depends on which image you have taken. Based on that, the coordinates will change, right? Or we will do one thing. So we will upload both the picture of the empty Indian states and the coordinates file along with this entire CSV file on the Telegram channel. There you can download it. Okay. Now let's try to add a pop-up box which is going to ask which state you want to print or guess another state. Okay. So the previous code was used to get the coordinates of all the states. Once you are done with it, remove it. Remove the code, it is not required. So we are creating a pop-up box, a small pop-up box, which is going to say guess the state as the title, and the prompt is so what is and the state. Now it will give you a pop-up window. Now whatever user has printed or entered, we are going to print it onto the screen. So we are going to get a pop-up window. where the user is going to enter some text. We are simply printing it onto this onto the output without doing anything with it. Okay, for now. Later we will do modifications. So what is another state? If I type Kerala, you can see that on the output Kerala is being printed, right? Somehow we want it to happen forever in a while loop. We will put it in the while loop later. Okay. Thank you. Now we are able to get the state from the user. Now we don't want to print it onto the screen, but we want to print that state name on the exact state in the graph, in the map. Okay. So before going ahead, I want to show you the data one more time, CSV file. So this is all the 28 states which are in India, the CSV file, and their locations in XY coordinate on the diagram that we have used. Now, one thing that you have to understand here is there is a column heading here. Okay, columns heading. So state X and Y are there. It is very important that you know what are the headings that we have used in the CSV file, because later when we convert this CSV file into a data frame, and if you want to extract a column which is nothing but a series, data series, then this name is important. Okay, so the first column's name is state, second column's name is X, third column's name is Y. Okay, let's now create a data frame from this CSV file. Let's import pandas. Let's now create a data frame from the CSV. You know the command, you know the method. Pandas dot read CSV is going to convert the CSV file into a data frame. We are going to give the CSV name, CSV file name, and data equal to. Therefore, this data is a data frame now. Okay. Now, user has entered a state. We have to check if the user has entered a valid state. If he has entered an invalid state, we will not do anything. If he has entered a valid state, then we are going to type it on the location where it is exactly have to be typed on the map. Okay. So for that, we need to know what are all the list of states available. If the answer state, whichever user has entered, is one of the states in the states of 28 states.csv, then we have to print that on the map. So let's now get the state names so that we can look into the state names and see whether the entered state is in the list or not. So from the data frame, I am calling data.state. So when this attribute dot state is called, it will give you the column name, the entire column of state. Okay, state is the column name. Alternatively, you can also give data followed by square braces. Within the square braces, you can use state. That is also going to give you a data series. So here I have got a data series. I have got a data series and I have converted into a list. Two lists will convert into a list. So this part is to get the data series, and then this part is to convert into a list. Now I got all states. So all states is a list of all states available in our CSV file. Delete this line, print answer state. It is not required now. So now we will check if the answer state, which means whatever user has entered, is in all states list. If it is in all state list, then we want to create a turtle and we want to write on the particular location at the particular location. So we are creating a turtle so that I can write the name of the state on the map. And hide turtle, I don't want the shape of the turtle to be seen anywhere. Hide turtle will do that. And then pen up, I don't want it to draw a line while going to that location. And then we have to go to that particular location. How do I know the location? Again, in the data frame, in that particular row of the state, we have to take the x coordinate and y coordinate. For that, what we are doing is data dot state. If the data dot state equal to, so in the data, which means in the data frame, if the data dot state column, its value is equal to answer state, then we are going to get the entire row. Let's catch the row. For example, if user has entered Telangana, then the entire Telangana row is going to be written here. Now we are taking the entire Telangana row on state data. Now in that particular row, we want to go to dot x and dot y. Okay, so again we are going to get this series of just one item here. So go to state underscore data dot x and state underscore data dot y. And then we are going to write the name of the state. State data dot state. There is a problem here. If I write like this, if I run it, so now if I write, let us say Kerala, then you can see that there is some error. It is exactly not showing what error it is. So what we have done is we have googled out the error. Then we found out that the distance, the coordinates, x coordinate and y coordinate, they are supposed to be integers, but we have used a string here. So this x coordinate and y coordinate, they have to be integers for goto method, but they are actually in the string format when I read it. So convert them to integers. Now let's run it. Let's say Kerala. The screen has disappeared. So let's try to have main loop or exit on click. You can see that Kerala is printed. Along with the Kerala, if you look at the some other parameters are also printed. This is because we have taken the name from the series. When you are taking the name from the series, some information about its column and its type is also getting printed. We don't want that to happen. So in our code, instead of taking and printing it from the series, data series, we will use whatever user has entered, because both are same anyway. The state and user has entered, both are same. So we can use user state. Okay. So this is how we are able to complete some part of the program where we need to print the name of the state on a state in this map. Okay. Thank you. Now we are able to take one input from the user, but what we want is user should be giving more than one input, and he has to keep on giving the inputs as many states as he remembers. And after all the states that he has remembered is over, then he is going to click on exit. Then we want to exit, otherwise we want to keep on going. Okay. So now here, if you observe, if I write Kerala, our pop-up is missing. Our pop-up is disappearing. So he is not able to enter the second state. So for that reason, we will put one more while loop. One while loop, so that user can keep on giving the inputs. And how many number of inputs are you going to accept? 28, because there are only 28 states. So if his number of guesses is less than 28, you have to continuously keep on giving him the chance to increase, input the values. So we are using a while loop here. Now we are going to save what are all the states that the user has guessed. Later we want to show him what are all the states that he has not guessed. So it is going to serve multiple purposes. So that is why we are using guess states. So whatever states he has guessed, we are going to add it to this list. Guess states is a list, and in this list we are going to add whenever a user has made a valid guess. Okay. So in the while loop, we are going to see whether he has guessed all the 28 states. If he has not guessed, our while loop will keep on continuing. If the length of guess states is less than 28, which means he has more states to guess, then we will continuously keep this happening. We will continuously show him the text box, and then read the value, and then do the writing. Everything has to happen, right? That is why we are putting it in the while loop. Now we are going to add his guess in the guess states. So whatever he has guessed, we are going to add it, append it to the guess state list. Okay. So whatever he has answered, his answer is going to be added here. Got it? Now let's see the program once output. Now you can see that he can keep on guessing. You can see that he is keeping on guessing, and it is working fine. Okay, enough. Okay. So now if you show the program one more time, now if you see this, here there is guess the state is there. The title of the this dialog box is guess the state. I don't want that guess the state. I want to show the score. How many states he has scored, he has done so far. So that is why we are going to change the title of it from guess the state to we are going to show the score. How many he has answered so far. Like 0 out of 28 or 1 out of 28 or 2 out of 28. We are saying that. Okay. So instead of the 0 hard coding, we are going to convert it to an F string, and we are going to show how many he has correctly guessed so far. So that is nothing but length of the guess states. Now if I run it, now you can see that 0 out of 28 states correctly showing. Is that visible? 0 out of 28 states is showing. Now if I write Gujarat, then it will show 1 out of 28. If I write Kerala, it will show 2 out of 28. Now there is a small problem. Let's open the file, data file, that coordinates file, CSV. In the CSV file, if you observe it, we are using title case. Leave this and is not ignored. So we are using title case, which means every word is starting with a capital letter here. Uttar Pradesh, U is capital, P is capital, except Jammu and Kashmir, everywhere there is capital letters, right? So if the user has typed a small letter, it is not going to take it as a valid input. For example, let's run the program again. If I say Tamil Nadu, small letters, it is not showing, it is not actually displaying, right? So we have to correct that. User can enter any case. He can enter all the capital letters or all the small letters, or he can enter a mix of capital and small letters. We have to somehow identify that they are actually right. For that reason, we are going to convert the user's input into title case so that they will match with the states that are in the CSV file. Right? Now, even if I give small letters, Gujarat, it will work. Still it is working. It is showing as capital Gujarat. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Now the final part of the program is remaining. So whenever the user has clicked in all the states that he knows, and if he says that he doesn't know anything more, then we should exit, right? So for that reason, we'll give an option for the user to type exit. If the user is typing exit, we should come out. The program should end. Okay. So that is why we are going to have inside the while loop. If the user has entered exit, and you know why we are writing capital E, because we are converting everything to title case here. So even if the user enters small exit, it will be capital E only. That is why we are checking with capital exit. Then we should actually break. We should break and come out. Now 1 minute. So let's have it and show them and then delete it. Show the program. Now let's enter Kerala and then exit. When I entered exit, this window is not closed because of this line screen exit on click. So let's remove that line now because we want the window to be closed. So again, play it one more time. Now give exit. Now you can see that the window has closed, right? Now what we want to do is, after the user has pressed exit, we want to give him a file containing all the states which he has not guessed. We have stored what are all the states he has guessed, right? In the guess states, we have stored it. Now we want to show him what are all the states that he did not guess, okay? So we are going to create a new list called missing states, and we are going to loop in all states list, and if the current state is not in guess state, if the current state is not guessed, it is not in guess states, then we are going to append that state to the missing states list. Missing states list. Now, one thing I want to tell you here is these 3 lines of code can be simplified into one line by using list comprehension, which we are going to see in the next video. We will again revisit the program. We are going to change these lines in order to simplify the code, and it will be more readable also. So let's try to print the missing states list. Punjab, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so now let's try to exit, and now you will be seeing a list of states, right? And in the list of states, these are all the states which he has not entered. Okay, in the given list, there is Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab. But if you see, there's 3 are missing here, right? Because we have entered all those 3. Now let's try to convert them into a CSV file and store it in the CSV format. So we are going to create a data frame using the list missing items. So it will just be a data frame containing one column. The column is missing states. And then we will convert it to CSV. States to learn.csv. And therefore a new CSV file will be created from the missing states list. Okay, So now if you run it, and now there will be a new file created called states to learn. Type exit. Now there is a new file created called states to learn.csv. If you open it, then you are going to get all the states that you have missed out. Go down. So 24 states that you have missed out. You have only entered 4 states. Okay, so this is how you can do this project. And later we'll do list comprehension. And after doing list comprehension, we are going to revisit this program and we are going to simplify the code a bit. Okay, thank you.